Hey folks, welcome to the stream for tonight, day 64 part 2, and tonight we are going to do something that I've been meaning to do for a while, which is a basic update on the HUD, or basically our stats, or attributes, or however you want to put it. So, how are we going to do that? Well, we already have something there. Okay. And it is basically update main attributes. Okay. Now, we probably we do want to do that. Right, but when we call this, we're going to call it every half an hour in game time. Okay, so we're going to find where we call this, right, and we've got a set timer by function name here. Okay, now we do have an issue here. Okay. In fact, we don't. Yeah, there's a health one as well. Some of them are hidden, some of them are shown. Doesn't really matter. But what we want to do is actually find out when this is going to fire. Now, I think this is 0.8, which it is, right? And that's for every minute. So, if we want it to fire every hour, we need to multiply it by 60. Okay, but I want to see what the value is first in this example. Okay, so we are actually not going to do this, right? First, this should actually be switched on only when we switch on the HUD. Okay, so we're going to check this code first with a breakpoint. We're going to find out what the values are, right? So I'm thinking this should be 0.8, which it is. Multiply it by 60. So every 48 seconds, which is an hour in the game, we're going to do this. So that is actually what we want. Okay, so we're going to disable this breakpoint, right? And what we're actually going to do here is we're going to do this. We're going to copy this, and when we switch on the HUD, right, we're going to do this and then we're going to do that. Okay, so this is going to start it working. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to delete that, delete that, we're going to move this, and put that there. Okay, save that. So we're going to press play, and she's not going to have it on for now. If we press O, you can now see that our HUD is on. Okay, and then on the hour, it should update now. You'll notice there's something freaky about the clock. It seems to be drawing the clock twice, right? Now I'm going to check that in a second. And you'll see that that actually didn't happen. It actually happened on the 48-second mark, not on the hour. Right, we're going to have to let this run for another minute here. There are stuff that's in like the main attributes, like core temperature, that I don't show at this particular time because we haven't really decided on how to use it, even though we may think we need to use it. Okay. Did that? I think that moved again, didn't it? It's doing it every 48 seconds. So it's 12. Right. Our brain's hitting a blank here. So what we need to do is this is going to take it and I believe right, we'll undo that. I believe that this right should be divided by 0.8. And that should go in there. I've just put that in the wrong place, haven't I? Right, so this should go here. That should go there. 0.8. That should go there. Okay, now we're going to check on this clock thing. Right? Because I want to know why it's doing that weird clock thing. Hang on a second. What we can do is we can look at draw HUD and to see if we're actually drawing it twice and if it's actually hitting it twice or something. So we've got draw HUD, draw compass. Right, and we've got our draw HUD thing. Okay. Now we could stick a breakpoint in here. Well, apparently it wanted to stick a breakpoint everywhere. Right, so if we press play here, right, it's not going to fire for now. Right, but it fired there for some reason. Now, I didn't tell it to draw the HUD there. Okay. I did not call this. So, it could only have been coming from here. Right, so for some reason this is getting fired twice. Okay. So, yeah, it's getting called there. Which we would expect. And it's getting it from the load. And switch on HUD. Yeah, that's actually right. And that's the studio name that we're doing it under. It's basically two of us. Right, so this is basically switching on the HUD, right? And basically what we're doing here is... That doesn't do it. Oh yeah, it does. It draws the HUD, right? And it says HUD is running. Okay, Now, I must have hit the save button at some point. We're not going to disable that breakpoint. Right, I'm going to try that again. And press play. Right, so there it goes. Resume, 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 resume. And it doesn't do it again. And now it's good. Right, now we're expecting the health to get taken away at 9 o'clock. Right, let's see if it does, shall we? Oh, it's exciting. It took away at 50. I mean, not that it's that big of a deal, but it kinda is. Right, because it's kinda annoying. Right, so as I said, my brain's not working. Well, that kinda doesn't make any sense. Right. Let's find out what this number is. Forgot to put blooming breakpoint in. Right. So there we go, right? So that's 48. So that's actually right, because it should take 48 seconds in game, right, for this clock to run an hour, because every minute is an 0.8. Right, this is a weird one. Right, please don't update 48. did. It bleeding did. Right, so it should do it at 36. If it's doing it. Right. It didn't. It did it at 20. So that's weird. Right, the easiest way to look at this actually is in the main attributes. Right, because we can see what time it actually fires at. Right, so we go to update. What's those blue thingy? Huh? Do I multiply this? Nope, not really. Right. So the easiest way to see where it's actually doing it is to break on this. Right? Okay. What's the blue thing is? What you mean is this? That's me just event ticking what current mode she is in. That was to bug test the sliding about the ground thing, which is actually not required. Hey Brazil and Atos design animation. Right, so it actually happened at 41. Okay, which is completely bizarre, but what we want to know is the next one. How are you doing tonight, Atos design animation? Remember, it's 41, right? This will give us a better idea because it's not got the start-up stuff and all the rest of it and any delays in it. Why, thank you, Atos. $19. So it actually took 38 seconds, right, for that clock to go. Okay, so it should go again at 58 when the clock goes to 58. Here it comes. There it is. Right. That kind of tells me something, right? I think it looks to me, right, that we don't need to do that. We don't need to do what we were doing. Right? This just needs to be 60. Right? Every minute is an hour. That's what appears to be the case. Right? I'll take that event tick away in a minute, quick, okay, so that it doesn't bother you. It begins to bother me as well, so you're not the only one. Right, so basically, now I'm not expecting maybe the first one to be exactly on 60, right? But I'm kind of expecting the others to be exactly on the, like, 60 seconds later. Right, so that's 50. So I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt there, okay? But I really want the next one to be on 950. If things are how I expect them to be. Right? Interesting, anyway. So how are you, all you guys in chat tonight? Hope you're well. Since I've got a little bit of waiting to do to debug this. Right, so I'm expecting this to happen. So that's happening every 50 seconds. Right? So, if that's the case, the number actually has to be this divided by 8 divided by 0.8. So this should be 72. Right? And I want this to break. This is 0.8. Right? So what? Food doesn't stop you doing that. Food doesn't stop you developing. Especially waiting on food. Right, so when I run this, it should be 72. $75. Okay, we'll give it that. We'll give it that. Right. What kind of food are you waiting on, Cyber Shell? Well, I was going to take that mode off event tick, wasn't I? Because I was kind of done with it. You know, I'm quite an old man, and I've never once worried about I think he's got food coming, is what he meant to say. Right, I expected that, right? I expected a 2-minute delay, a 2-second delay, or a delay of some kind, so I'm not 100% surprised by that, but what I want is for this to now fire at 2:02. I've never, you know, it's one of these things, right, that back in my day, right, we never worried about anything like that, right, eating burgers, bread, whatever. It was just a normal diet, right, of what normal people ate, and nobody, you know, I never felt any different just because I ate a burger or some bread, right? Not saying that you do or don't, but it's not something that in my younger days we ever had second thoughts about. Right, should fire now. There we go. Right, so that is now firing on the hour, give or take the delay on the startup, but it is working. Right, so that means that it's going to take, depending on the temperature, right, it's going to take off. The only thing you lose temperature on is energy, right? And I don't know why I'm doing that, to be honest. Well, it's a different calculation. I think it was just to show the difference, right? But if that's the case, then basically every 72 seconds you're going to lose 1 energy, which means 720 seconds, 7,200 seconds, right? Doing calculations in my head here. So 7,200 divided by 60. Well, that didn't work, right? 7200 divided by 60. 2 hours. So it's going to take 2 hours gameplay time to lose all of your health, all of your hunger, all of your health. Right, so that seems like quite a lot. Right, so I think that's a bit much. So we're going to stop this. Now, if it's 120, right, say if we take off 4, that means half an hour. You've got half an hour from full health to no health, right? Now, I think if we say -2, that's an hour, right? But we can add some caveats to that, right? For example, if we do that and your hunger is less than, like, let's say 25%, it can slow your speed down. The same as the same with hunger and water, right? What we can do is we can say, okay, if your hunger and your water are X amount, so basically what I'm saying is if the hunger and water drop below 25, it affects your speed that you can move, okay? So I've actually disconnected this for now, right? But what we want to do, just as a little test, right? We'll copy this in again and then we'll have a look at what it was doing, right? So we can basically say if that is greater than, right, let's say 25, wait a minute, no, we don't do it that way, we say less than, right, we're checking a positive, right, so if that is less than, right, and we say 25, and then we say same thing here, damn, so we can duplicate that, okay, if that is less than, so basically what we can do then is do an OR. So if any of those are true, then we recalculate the speed. Right, so this would be a branch. Okay. So we can put that actually in the other, we can do it here or we can put it in the other as a condition for running this, but the other thing is that we need to check some other things while we're at it, okay? So what I'm going to do here is we're going to add a couple of temporary variables, local variables, right? Has this got some local variables? Temp walk speed, weight factor, energy factor, right? Okay. So I'm going to say temp hunger temp thirst. Right, this is going to be an integer, and this is going to be an integer. Okay. Now, as I said, I'm just spitballing this off the top of my head, so what we'll do, it's not going to be an integer. These are going to be floats. Right, float and float. Right, we're going to save that. We're going to set that. We're going to set that. Okay. Now, the idea here is either or both can affect the final outcome, right? So what I'm saying here is we can't add these together, and if it's greater than 50, then it doesn't affect it, right? What we've got to say is if either one of these is less than 25, then it affects it, right? So you can be at 100% hunger, right? You're full. You've no hunger. But if you have no water, then your hunger does not compensate for it, right? That's the logic I'm going with here, okay? So we're going to set our hunger and water temp values, right? And then basically what we're going to say well, probably not. Actually, you know what we can do? We can do it, right? We can clamp the max on it, right? So what we could actually do is clamp the float, right? And clamp the max to 25, right? Then that goes in there, and then we can do exactly the same thing to this one, and then that's going to give us the right values to play around with. Okay, so then we can say 1 to 50, okay? So now we're going to get this. Right, and we're going to get that, and we're going to have to get this value first. We're going to get max walk speed. Right, and then we're going to have to do some calculations on this. So what we're going to do is we're going to get that plus this, right? So we're going to get our hunger plus our thirst clamped to 50. Right? Then we're going to take away 50. Right? Meanwhile, we're going to screw it up. Then we're going to multiply it or are we? No, we don't need to. Do we? Yeah, we do. You multiply it by -1. Right? You multiply it by -1. In fact, all we need to do is multiply it by -2. Right? And then we can add this pin. Multiply it by -2. No, we don't do that. Undo that. Then we get this number. Minus this number equals our new walk speed. Okay, bit of a convoluted way, but basically what it's doing is it's getting these temp values right and getting the difference, taking off 50, so it's giving us a minus, so it gets bigger and bigger as the other number gets lower and lower, right? Then we multiply it by -2 to give us a number between basically 1 and 100, but it's only in factors of 2. So it'll be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, etc., right? And then we basically take that away for the maximum walk speed. So that's going to give us a maximum reduction in speed of 100 units. Right, now, if you're already started at, let's say, 200, that's going to half your speed when basically you have 0 hunger and 0 thirst, right? And by that I mean 0 as in none left. You're 100% thirsty, you're 100% thirsty, okay? And these things, oh damn it. These things are also going to affect your energy, right? Which is also going to have an effect on your speed, right? So that will work, okay? And we're going to test that out somehow when we come back, okay? I know how to do it, but first of all, before I go for a quick cigarette break, I'm going to turn this event tick off for quit abandoned, right? And also for my own sanity. So if you're enjoying the stream, hit like and subscribe. I'll be back in a couple of minutes. Check out the links in the description for the game's Discord, my private Discord, Patreon, and my previous game on Steam. I'll be back in a couple of minutes. Don't go anywhere, folks. Be right back. Okay, we're back. What can you do? Well, where there's a will, there's a way. Right. So we're going to have to speed up our clock for this, okay? So we're going to have to go back into here, delete this, delete this, and just put in like 5 seconds or something. Right. So then what we're going to do in our event tick, right? So this is going to annoy quit abandoned again, but you've just got to do it sometimes for a very simple way of showing what's going on. Is get our character movement, get our max walk speed, and basically plug it in here. Right. Plug it in. Do that. And we don't want this, well, that's okay actually. Disable that, resume. Right, now you should see these things are going down a lot faster. And we're obviously going to have to undisable that breakpoint. And I tell you what, we'll make it go even faster. We'll do it on every second. Right. Oops, not every 41 seconds. Right. So you can see them going down at a rapid pace now, right? Our speed is 150, right? But once our either thirst or hunger go down under 25, which is obviously going to be 3/4 of the way around the thing, right, our maximum walk speed should start going down. So there it goes. Oh, we're losing walk speed here. So we're locked in place. Okay, now the issue here is in our update main stats, wherever the heck that was, up here somewhere. I think it's in here. Right. This is going to get clamped. to here. So the maximum that can never be taken away is 100, right? Right. So the minimum this should ever go down to is 50. And in actual fact, we should be clamping our attributes. Right, so that's going down. Right, you'll notice that's not clamping. Right, so we don't do that. Right, and we go back to our update main attributes. Right, it's these numbers here that should be clamped. What am I trying to do? I'm trying to make a game. João Lucas Santos Vegas. Right, so we're clamping these between 1 and 100, and that'll sort out our problem. The one we're not actually going to clamp is actually the one that I've just clamped, right? The core temp, well actually, you know what? Yeah, we're not, it's going to get clamped, but it's not going to be 0 and 100, right? It's going to be actually semi-real life figures for what your core temperature goes to. So if we actually check that out, right, core temperature maximum, max and minimum, body temperature maximum minimum, right, from 36.1 to 37.2. It's not exactly very big, is it? It says kind of a wide range of 2 degrees. Body temperature normals. Yeah, it's basically 2 degrees. The live is frizzed, I think. I don't know what you mean by that. And the energy as well should be clamped between 0 and 100. Right? Give me a second. I'll show you what the game's about. Right. There is a link to the latest teaser trailer. So if you want to have open that up in another tab, then you should get an idea of what the game's about. Okay, so this is going to be 100. That is going to be 100. That is going to be 100. Right, and and then we shall take a look at the core body temperature thing. Right, now I'm not arguing with the medical thing, and it might be what we use, but we might have to scale it accordingly. Okay. Right. So if we check it now, okay. Right, these are going to run down pretty quick. Now this should stop the calculation errors. We're obviously running on fast forward. Right, there we go. 40, 114. What's going on there? That is bizarre. Right, we're going to have to do a breakpoint here. Oh, don't say that. Didn't like the latest Tomb Raider games. Well, actually, they weren't that bad looking, but right, so we want this breakpoint. Now the interesting thing here is this logic is correct, right? Because it's not going into the breakpoint, right, and updating the speed until it should, right? And that means that these values here are correct, right? You can see there that it's 24 and it's 24, right? So that plus that is 48, right? So 48 minus 50 is 2 minus 2, right? Multiply that by 2 and you get 4, right? And then you get your max walk speed minus 4 is 146, which is correct, okay? So we resume that. Right, now the first ones are okay because they're kind of 22, 22, right? So you get 44 minus 6, which turns into 12. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Right, okay, I get what's happening. What it's doing is it's taking off this value every time, right? So it's basically this. Now, I'm not sure if I have a normal walk speed, right? But what we should be doing is something like this. We should have, right, another local variable, and that is going to be the actual maximum walk speed for the player. Right? So basically we should have max walk speed. Now, I'm not 100% sure if we have a variable for that in our character. No, I don't think we have. Right, we're going to have to set up a... Do we have it in main attributes? Min speed, max speed. Right, we've got it already, so we don't need it. Don't need it in here. Excuse me. Right, so we don't actually need it in here. Right, what we need to do is get this speed, right, and minus this number here, and then what we do is we plug that in there. Okay. Now, I'm going to have to check this value once to find out what this maximum walk speed is. Okay. I think it's 150. Right, but I'm not 100% sure. Right. Oh, that's going up now. Right, but it should only go up to 250 if it's working in inverse. Right. Well, that's weird. Why did that? Damn it. Right, so let's have a look to see what this is set at. Ah, we shouldn't be doing that. Right, we should be getting that minus that. Okay, and that can go, and that can go in there. compile that, right? And we really need to check out our main attributes. Right. Where's the max walk speed? Where's this one? Right. Ah, see, that's 300. It shouldn't be at 300. It should be 150. Right, and this shouldn't be 100. We can say 25 for that. Right. So we should actually reset that as well. Yeah, max speed's fine. Current speed we can worry about if we need it. Oh God. Right, so let's go back here. Let's check out what this is once it does it. Right. Those deer still move too fast for the actual animation. Well, it's either that or we slow the animation down, or we speed the animation up. Right, so we've got our walk speed thing here. So that should be 150. Right, we're going to give it the benefit of the doubt. Resume. There we go. There we go, 50. And now you can see that we don't walk very fast. Right, which is kind of the intended effect that we want here, right? Now remember, this is going to happen over quite a long period of time, right? So obviously we are speeding up time to make sure that the logic works, right? Which it is, but it's not going to happen at that type of rate. It's going to be quite unnoticeable to you until you actually realise how slow you're moving, right? But by then, what we could do, right, is get our material and turn it red. Okay. So if I can find, yep, there we go. We have the ring colour. Okay. Right, so we're multiplying the ring colour. Okay. So basically, if we go into our widgets, right, and we look at this one, and we go to the graph, okay, let's see what we've got here. This is our thing here. Okay. Now, we're going to set so this is energy, right? So we're not wanting to do that now because we're working on the other one, right? So what we're doing is we're setting the percentage, okay? And then what we're going to do now, this percentage here, right, is between 0 and 1, okay? So we're going to do this. Right? But we're going to take this percentage and we're going to branch on it. Okay, we are going to branch on it, right? But what we want to do is if it's greater than, we're going to branch. Right, now we actually could do this as a sequence, right? I think I'm going to do this as a sequence. We could just do it as a straight branch, but doing it as a sequence makes sense because we're always doing this either way. So, God. Sometimes my mouse decides to be very, very sensitive, and then sometimes it decides it's not going to be very sensitive at all. And sometimes my hands just don't work very well. Right, so we're going to plug one into there, right? And then what we're going to do is grab this . Right, and we're going to grab our dynamic material, right, and we're going to do a parameter, and it's this value here. And let's say we do it as red, right? Okay. So we're going to do 25. Okay, and we're going to test this out on the hunger one. At least I believe it's the hunger one. Right, and we're going to do green. Right, green for goal. There are obvious things. False goes into there, and the parameter name is our material, which is ring color. Ring color. Ring color. Hey Grimson. Right, so we're going only at the moment. Right. We're doing it on the hunger, I believe, yeah. Right, so we can see how this looks. As you can see, it is doing it on hunger. And it is doing it on this. Right, so we can, I believe, yeah, 0.66, right? So this should actually be 0.25. Right? So you can see we've got green. Right, and as soon as it hits here, it should go to red. Okay. There we go. It's going to turn red. We can do resume, and then it goes red. Okay, do we like that, guys? Do we like a nice red thing? Right, so basically what we can do now what do I think about AI? What's that got to do with anything? You'll need to elaborate on that question, quite abandoned. Right, so basically what we can do is we can do that everywhere. Right? Paste that. Put that there. Put that there. Put that there. Save that. Then, so we've done hunger. Right, so the only one we need now is water. So we can do that. we can paste in our parameter, plug in our sequence, and that should be us. What was I going to do? Yeah, I was going to check the other one. Yeah, that's okay. Energy one? Yep, that's okay. So now, our beautiful thing should work for them all. So let's see how this goes. On 25%, the parameters should be updated to red for the material, and we're good. There we go. Do we like that, guys? Right, and at that point she should die. Right, but I can't remember how I made her die. Let's have a look to see how we make her die, shall we? If we actually look in the widgets, it should be here. Main HUD, death. Yeah, this one. Right, so it's not in here we want to look for it, right? Because this should say what do you think, guys? Should bye for now, quit. Catch you later, mate. Thank you for dropping by. We really need this number one as a in the string table, and number two we really want this as basically just Groenland. Right. Now, we did have a button to kill her. Right. Now, we want to find out where it is, so we know it's death. Right, it's not going to find it there, but if we hit the binoculars it'll look through all the blueprints and it'll find us where we do it. Now I'm expecting it to be in the pawn somewhere. I must have taken it out. Well, there you go. Okay. Right, so back to our pawn. Right. Now, this can't really be what we're going to have to do. Have I not got? Surely I have. And it is dead. Right now, I'm pretty sure I would have had like a button to kill her to test it. Right, that's testing arrow cam. Right. That's not it. That's not it. Now, do we have it in current mode? I'm guessing. No, we don't. Right, but if I was doing it before, right, it would have to be in the animation blueprint, right? Because I was doing this and making her fall to the ground dead, right? I can't remember when, but we were definitely doing it, right? So it'll be in our animation blueprint, right? So go to base locomotion. Well, shiver me timbers. Yeah, there's dead there, right? So, and there's the different deaths. Okay. Now, the interesting thing obviously is what this says is dead, right? So, is dead. Is that part of the pawn? Okay. Now, these are obviously parts of the animation blueprint, right? But animation, or sorry, goat, doe, stag. We're looking for the pawn, right? But this is the animation blueprint, so that's not what we want. We want her is dead, and we don't have it, right? Excuse me. So, with that in mind, right, what we need to do is go to our pawn, right, and is dead, right? We have no thing, right? We have no variable for is dead. Okay. So what we're going to have to do is give her a mode for dead, right? So we've got action mode, we've got normal, hunt and craft and climb and sit and crouch and dead. Okay. So we're going to use we're going to do a function. Okay. Player dead. Okay. And what we're going to do is current mode is dead. Then we're going to get the animation instance. Right, get that. Then we're going to set is dead. To true. Then in the first instance, we're going to create widget w underscore death. And we're going to add to viewport. I'm going to save that. Then we're going to go back to our event graph. Right, and we're going to look for a button that we can use. This number 8 one will do. Player dead. Okay. So we can now basically 8. There you go. Press play. Stood up. There we go. So what we can do now is link that to the energy or the hunger or thirst or all three or any combination of those and basically kill her when she runs out. Okay. Now the interesting thing I wanted to look at here was we obviously have the widgets for it. And we've obviously done something with it, but I'm not 100% sure. Yeah. Back to main menu. Right, we're obviously doing something with this, with these two, right? But for some reason I've taken it out, or I've lost it along the way, or something. Right? But we'll have a look at that tomorrow. So if you guys have enjoyed the stream, hit the like and subscribe. Check out the description for links to the game's Discord server, my personal Discord server, Patreon, and my previous game on Steam. I shall be back 2 PM tomorrow. Thank you all for watching, and thanks for all the comments and chat. It makes life interesting. and I shall see you guys later, hopefully. Bye bye for now.